How are we doing today, folks? It's Sean.
Oh.
Excuse me. No, take the floor.
It's Val.
It's in the name. It's me. It's Sean. It's Sean. It's the name of the channel, Val&Sean. Not Sean and Val. It's cool. So, what are we talking about today?
All right. Well, a few things, but we want to focus on who the people choose to be in a relationship with, and how they speak of that person as well that they are with.
Yeah, for sure. Because a lot of y'all just choose people just to, just be with somebody, which doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, honestly, it is very important who y'all choose as your partner. Because it does reflect a lot on your life. It does affect your life a lot. Actually, it affects your life probably the most out of anything you're going to choose in your life.
I agree. And we have been watching The Ultimatum and Love is Blind recently.
Oh, Lord.
So that raises a bunch of questions on why people do choose to be with their person, even after seeing all the traits they know that bothers them, but then they keep going back.
Right. Which is it's interesting too, because we know that it's technically reality TV, but we've also been watching Love on the Spectrum as well, which is classified as a documentary, so it's more realistic feelings. And I really, really am. I'm glad that certain people with autism are able to be so honest about their emotions and their opinions when they're allowed the space to do so, because it shows what we should be doing, as neurotypicals in our everyday life, trying to get to a deeper level of understanding for the people we're talking to and around. A lot of them don't like us because a lot of us aren't genuine, and they don't want to talk to us because we're not genuine. They can see that. You know what I'm saying? We personally have had great experiences with, everybody. Doesn't matter who it is. Animals, the lint on the floor. That's some dope ass lint right there on the floor, Great interactions.
Pretty great.
She must hide me. Oh man. But yeah, I'm taking a sip of that water. It's actually water. After paying $35 for this freaking cup, it's getting used for everything. Juice, water, I don't know, measuring sugar, don't matter.
For sure. To proceed, no. And there also is a way, I think it's crazy when people find their person, they get married, and then you overhear a lot of spouses speaking about their spouses in a negative way, either it be with their friends or family, just calling them out their name when they're not around, and just speaking of all the bad things about their person when they pick this person to be their partner.
Right.
And it's just a huge level of disrespect to go basically talk shit about your who's supposed to be your person to your friends, and making laughs and making jokes.
And I mean, I've heard the excuse so many times. It's like, oh, especially for at least for males, it's like, oh, it's just, talking with the boys and just letting off our chests and this and that. I'm like, if you really had this much discomfort and just stress built up with your spouse, you're not working through the things you should be working through to get to a point where you're not feeling like that. Because if you are feeling like that, you need to fix those things, or you need to move on. There's no point in you sitting and dwelling and just all that negativity. Just let that shit go. There's no point.
For sure.
Ooh. I've had too many personal experiences. People just doing exactly that, And then again, it just not only does you talking bad about your partner, just make you look like a shit person, but if you're a spiritual person, whether you're religious or not, there's still the element of spirituality in all religions. You're sending that energy out into the universe, you know what I mean? So just because I don't know, just because you follow the 10 Commandments and whatnot, and you live your life like that, you're still riding the line. So at that point, you're still being morally questionable. And if you really believe in your paradigm, then I don't know, just think about that.
For sure. And the people who also choose to get married when they know that's basically not what they want, is a partnership for life. Like, for instance, I had a coworker, I guess it goes back to speaking bad about your spouse as well, where she'd be like, oh, my husband's gonna be home tonight, so I have to go home and play wife. Which, how is that a role you're supposed to play? I think you should just go home and
it's not even a funny joke either.
Be with your partner.
Because every joke has, some truth in it. Come on now, guys. Even like all comedians say, every joke has a little bit of truth in it. Yeah. So if you're joking about you having to go play wife with your partner, your ass is going to play wife with your partner. You might as well just go ahead and play your ass at being single too at that point. You know what I mean? There's no point you fucking around. Excuse my language. Psych. Nah, get your ass out. That's cool. That's cool.
And then those are the same people who wonder why there's issues in their relationship or why they don't have that bond with their husband or wife that they're supposed to feel that they have.
Exactly.
Because it's you're over here talking about them and spreading the negativity and.
Exactly. Instead of like if they're again, no relationship, marriage, whatever is perfect, right? So they say I don't know about y'all, but it's pretty nice over here. But hey, it is. But yeah, they say that no relationship, marriage, or whatever is perfect. Which, if that is true, then you understand that the things that make it imperfect, you have to either be able to accept and work on, or just accept, and if not, move on. You know what I mean? Some of y'all know. It was like what 7 years on ultimatum for some of the people, at least in South Africa.
7 years dating, yeah.
Dating. One person never even like met the family. You know what I mean? Couldn't know where the person stayed at, and I'm like, that's wild. I could never. I could never. If y'all knew the timeline, which we'll probably get the timeline into another video of our actual, relationship, y'all be like, what? And we're still, 2 years in, going strong.
Long story short, we did our own experiment. we met online and got married. We got married about 6 months into dating.
Yeah, 6 months in.
And I have no regrets.
None of the regrets at all whatsoever. That's definitely the best decision I've ever made in my life, and definitely the easiest decision I made in my life too. Like people, I don't know. You have those feelings of like the worry and everything like that, but that's just because you're worried about the change. You're not worried about yourself and being better because the person's gonna make you better. You know everything's gonna be okay. You know what I mean? You're just getting over your own personal fears. The fear of you being another person is not big. It's the fear of yourself losing this part of yourself.
And how society is today, people are scared to have eyes for one person and one person only.
Yeah. It's like, well, you can recognize beauty. I agree that I can recognize that every human being is beautiful. That does not mean that I have to lust over those human beings and identify certain characteristics of those human beings that I favor. You know what I mean? That doesn't make sense because then you're taking away from your partner again. Like you're trying to build something. You're trying to build this unity as one. You can't do that if your mind's straying out.
For sure.
We definitely gonna have to hear y'all's opinions in the comments and even some stories that y'all have had of people in some shady situations that might need to get exposed because I don't know, going into 2025, I feel like we just gotta start exposing people, you know what I'm saying? Kendrick said you gotta pop out and show motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say the word right now because YouTube might not like me that much, but you gotta show motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? And we gotta start exposing people, you know what I'm saying? That's it. Let's get it going. It's a new age.
Oh, and thank you guys for listening.
Yep, until next time.
It's been fun.
Peace.